The Higher Power of Lucky is a children's novel written by Susan Patron, with illustrations by Matt Phelan. Published in 2006 by Simon Schuster, the story follows the spirited adventures of 10-year-old Lucky Trimble as she navigates her way through the remote desert town of Hardpan in California, searching for a sense of family and faith. In recognition of its excellence, the book was awarded the prestigious Newbery Medal by the Association for Library Service to Children in 2007. The novel begins with Lucky eavesdropping on a 12-step meeting taking place at the local museum and visitor center. Listening to the attendees discussing finding their higher power after hitting rock bottom, Lucky feels a longing for the comfort and guidance that this higher power could provide in her own tumultuous life. Determined to find this mysterious higher power, she embarks on a quest to discover its presence in her world. Lucky resides in a trailer with her legal guardian, Brigitte, who relocated from France to Hardpan at the request of Lucky's father after the accidental death of her mother. Despite the divorce between Lucky's parents, Brigitte assumed the role of caregiver for Lucky. However, Lucky secretly worries that Brigitte may grow tired of her responsibilities and desire to return to France. Thankfully, Lucky finds solace in the friendship of two loyal companions. Lincoln, her best friend, possesses a talent for knot tying and dreams of becoming president one day, inspired by his ambitious mother. Miles, a younger friend who is also motherless, frequently visits Lucky to enjoy cookies and convince her to read him his favorite story, Are You My Mother? With aspirations of becoming a scientist like her idol, Charles Darwin, Lucky spends her days collecting insects for her collection and creating museum exhibits showcasing the local flora and fauna. Lucky's resourcefulness extends even to dealing with a snake that finds its way into the clothes dryer. Using her scientific reasoning, she guides the snake out through the vent and back into the backyard, much to Brigitte's relief, who harbors an intense fear of snakes. During a conversation with Lincoln, Lucky opens up about her mother's ashes. She reveals that she was supposed to scatter them at the memorial service, but couldn't bring herself to do it. Surprisingly, Lincoln informs her that the man who brought her the ashes was her father, a fact unknown to Lucky until that moment. Perplexed, she questions why nobody ever told her about her father, but Lincoln is unable to provide an answer and offers her a nod instead. Lucky's attendance at the 12-step meetings continues, and her suspicions about Brigitte's intentions grow stronger when she discovers official-looking documents, including a passport, in Brigitte's suitcase. Convinced that her caregiver wants to abandon her, Lucky turns to her higher power for guidance. She asks for 3 signs to determine whether she should run away, leaving Brigitte before she can be abandoned herself, or remain in Hardpan. Soon after, Lucky believes she receives 3 signs from her higher power, and in the midst of a fierce sandstorm, she flees with her mother's urn. During her escape, Lucky encounters Miles, who has become injured and lost in the storm. Taking him along, they seek refuge in a bunker near an abandoned mine outside of town. Lincoln, on the trail of Lucky and Miles, eventually tracks them down and informs them that the entire town is searching for them. When the people of Hardpan arrive, Lucky and Miles emerge from the bunker. It becomes a poignant moment for Lucky to finally scatter her mother's ashes, a task she had postponed for years. In the presence of the townspeople, she conducts a more informal memorial service, releasing the ashes into the wind of the desert. After their ordeal, Brigitte brings Lucky back to their home and explains that the papers found in her suitcase were actually adoption papers. Brigitte reveals her desire to adopt Lucky and establish a restaurant in Hardpan. The Higher Power of Lucky serves as the first book in a trilogy that follows Lucky Trimble's journey of self-discovery. In 2009, the second installment, titled Lucky Breaks, was published by Simon Schuster. The story continues as Lucky, now 11 years old, embarks on new adventures. Notably, Lucky Breaks received a nomination for Best Middle Grade Children's Book in the Goodreads Choice Awards, and the Commonwealth Club of California awarded it a gold medal in the juvenile category. The trilogy concludes with Lucky for Good, released by Simon Schuster in 2011. In this final book, Lucky finds herself striving to keep Brigitte's cafe open while Miles grapples with the unexpected return of his mother. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.